Please consider subscribing if you enjoy our content and want to see more from us. There's a reason why Sigma males cherish their alone time so much. When they don't have that time alone, they become worried and exhausted. Every minor irritation becomes accentuated, and people begin to feel strange for no apparent reason. They may become unhappy or unable to think or function when their minds slow down to the speed of a dial-up modem. So, what is it about Sigma males that makes them crave alone so much? Why is it that socializing depletes them? Let's have a look at why Sigma guys enjoy being alone. The relationship between Sigma and reward. Money, social standing, social affiliation, and even sex and food are all incentives for grown-ups. You gain a reward when you get promoted at work or persuade an attractive stranger to give you her phone number. Of course, Sigma males are concerned about matters such as money, relationships, and food. They are, however, programmed to respond to incentives differently than alpha guys. The quiet Sigma guys are simply less motivated and invigorated by incentives than the more outgoing among them. It's like though alpha men see large, juicy steaks everywhere, whereas two Sigma males generally see overdone hamburgers. In fact, as any Sigma will tell you, often those rewards aren't simply less enticing, but also exhausting and irritating. That brings us to another aspect of science: how Sigma men respond to stimuli. Male Sigmas require less stimulation than female Sigmas. Consider two pals at a home party, one an alpha man and the other a Sigma man. They're crowded into a small space with a large number of people, and loud music is blasting from massive speakers. Everyone is virtually shouting to be heard over the dense noise. There are a dozen talks going on at the same time, as well as a dozen things to pay attention to. This level of excitement may be ideal for the alpha man. He sees potential benefits everywhere, as well as an attractive woman across the room, and he sees opportunities to deepen old friendships and make new ones. The most important thing for him tonight is a chance to improve his standing within his group. If he makes the correct moves, that is. As a result, the alpha man is energized and looking forward to attending the celebration. He is so driven that he works late into the night. The next day, he's exhausted and needs some rest. After all, partying is exhausting, but to him, the effort was well worth it. Returning to our Sigma man, he can be seen standing in the corner, analyzing everything. It's simply too much in this environment. There are too many things to pay attention to, and it's too loud. And the flurry of action created by everyone in the room is dizzying. He does, after all, want real friends and to be loved. However, the fact that these incentives do not emerge is enticing. So the Sigma man gets home early and watches a movie or a documentary with only one other person in his flat, where the level of stimulation is just appropriate. The dopamine distinction. There's a biological reason why the Sigma man in the party scenario feels overwhelmed, and it has to do with dopamine, a neurotransmitter. It can be found in everyone's head. Dopamine is known as the feel-good molecule because it aids in the regulation of the brain's pleasure and reward centers. It allows us to notice benefits and gives us the motivation to pursue them. Before continuing with the video, we want to remind you to take a look at our other videos. You can find links in the description, or you can check the channel. And don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. Another beneficial effect of dopamine is that it lowers our cost of effort. Socializing requires us to listen, talk, and pay attention to a stimulus which requires energy. Even alpha men, in theory, find socializing exhausting. Dopamine, on the other hand, can aid with this. Alpha men have a built-in dopamine reward system that is more active. As a result, they are better able to withstand and typically overcome the exhaustion that comes with socializing. The majority of the time, they just do not experience the same amount of mental and physical exhaustion. Dopamine sensitivity is higher in Sigma males than it is in alpha males. As a result, Sigma guys require less of it to experience its beneficial effects. Men who have too much dopamine in Sigma are overstimulated. Alpha men, on the other hand, may have a low dopamine sensitivity, requiring more of it to be happy. Activity and excitement increase dopamine production, which explains why they prefer socializing and being on the go. Sigma guys, interestingly, may choose to employ a slightly different cerebral route, one that is stimulated by acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter linked to long-term memory, perceptual learning, and the ability to remain calm and alert. In addition to that, because of acetylcholine, Sigma males may love spending time alone. When they're silently reflecting, focusing, or focused inward, this chemical may give them a joyful mood. People are more important to alpha males. Humans may simply be more interesting and significant to alpha men. If we conceive of introversion as being less driven to earn social rewards, this makes sense. When alpha guys looked at people, their brains got more active. This isn't to say that Sigma males despise humans. Introversion is still a mystery to many people. But based on what we've seen so far, it's possible that alpha males simply value people more than Sigma males. They require alone time to maintain their mental wellness. When Sigma males don't get enough alone time, their mental health begins to suffer. Symptoms include difficulty sleeping or eating, difficulty concentrating and making decisions, a sense of being stuck and pointless in life, tiredness, and a sense of being alienated from one's typical self. It's best for kids to be aware of these signals and to check in with themselves frequently when they aren't feeling well. It's easy to become caught up in day-to-day responsibilities that force people to put on continual grins and performances. The importance of one's health should never be overlooked. They must always prioritize their own well-being. The rest of the world can wait. They enjoy pondering and clearing their minds. If they have to sit in a room full of people every day at work or in an extroverted atmosphere, Sigma males may not express themselves much in person. As a result, they may have a lot of thoughts running through their heads during the day. When Sigma guys finally have time to unwind at the end of the day, they usually love journaling or expressing their views in another artistic manner to reflect on the events of the day. They have a tendency to internalize their difficulties, thus they require a healthy natural manner to release them. This is why their alone time is so important, since it allows them to assimilate information and handle problems effectively. Freedom and Sigma males. For a Sigma man, living in a world that is largely extroverted might be stressful. It's sometimes wonderful to just turn off the world for a minute and do what they enjoy without being criticized by others. Because space and freedom are equated to air and mobility, Sigma guys place a high value on them. When things become too crowded and stimulating, especially for individuals who live in large, busy cities, seclusion helps them from becoming burnt out. It even makes them feel less lonely, as opposed to feeling excluded and misunderstood by alpha males who don't understand their demands. They require recharging. Sigma men don't just want to be alone, they need it. The biological trait that distinguishes Sigma men from alpha men is their dopamine sensitivity. High quantities of dopamine stimulate alpha males. Sigma males, on the other hand, do not necessitate the same levels of arousal. In fact, they find them to be more overwhelming than delightful, so they seek out plenty of quiet time after a long day to recover. This is why Sigma men should never feel bad about declining party invitations if they need to focus on their passions. What is the main reason you enjoy being alone? Share it with us in the comments below.